in. Take us in.
All right. So this podcast is part of the You Run Network, where you can catch all sorts of different types of podcasts like ours. You also get some that do movie reviews, true crime, and everything else in between. And with that, welcome to the Paranormal Misfits podcast, where the curious roam, the weird feels at home, and horror is just another day in the office. I'm your host, Chrissy.
And I'm your host, Nino Daniel, and I love clocking in to this office.
Me too. So today, guys, we don't
have a plan.
We have no plan. So we've been talking about giving you the ADHD version of us in an episode. You're about to have it.
This is so just so everyone gets this, Chrissy and I are always usually like a week ahead. We know what we want to do. She texted me the other night, I think it was like 2 or 3 nights ago.
Yes.
And you were like, yeah, I don't have a plan. We could just do like an ADHD episode. And I'm like, honestly, fucking let's
do it. Because like, I was originally going to talk about the Cecil Hotel, but I didn't want to have to watch all those paranormal shows. I didn't want to have to do all that stuff. I was like, oh, another day. Another day.
Just it'll honestly, and I think I figured out what I want to touch on next week, okay. But we'll do that offline because I don't want to give it away.
Right.
You don't want to. I'm not trying to surprise our audience. Like, anyways, what the fuck am I doing?
You're having a great morning.
Honestly, I'm having if you guys literally were in this conversation 5 minutes ago, I was having a mentee bee. Like, and God bless Chrissy. Also, it was Chrissy's birthday a few days back, so happy belated. And if you didn't wish her a happy birthday, I'm sending Llorona after you. That's right.
He's got her on speed dial.
I've got this bitch on speed dial, on speed Ouija. I've got her, listen, okay, I've got her on my Oracle app, okay? She is in my pendulum, like, shout out to, I think it was the Dead podcast who, like, commented or, like, posted something to their story, and I literally was like, you'll never know when I send her after you.
I love Desi. She's in
love
Texas.
her so much. We need to get her on.
We do. Oh my gosh.
But how are you, friend? Are you doing good?
I am good because technically my last working day with my corporate America job was Thursday, and that wasn't even a full day. It was a half day. My official paperwork last day was Friday. And yeah, I just relaxed. I sent Nino a picture. So I live in Florida. It's hot. My kids like the pool, but
you want to talk to me about heat?
Oh, I know. Your dry heat.
I live in Mesa, Arizona. It's guess what it was yesterday at 3:00.
What was it?
It was 107.
Ooh, dry heat.
We
hit like the 110s due to humidity. And not to mention, shout out to Florida. It's your first day in hurricane season.
Oh my God, it's literally the first day of Pride Month too. Gosh, the gays in Florida
are gonna be wet and wild.
Listen, the gays do twirls, and hurricane season was like us too, bitch. Us too. And when I say the gays, it's because I can. I married a man. I'm Hispanic by marriage. Hola, bitch.
Hola.
Anyways, this is going to be the episode where the audience is like, remove me now.
We lose our followers. No, guys, don't do that. Either that or we gain more. You'll never know.
Gain more. I don't know. The only thing I've been gaining is weight.
Same.
And I don't mean patience.
Oh no, I've lost that. I lost that like 3 years ago. Patience out the window.
Listen, hospitals lost patients too. Both of them. There's a joke in there. So corporate America, take us back.
So corporate America, I left that. I'm now going into nonprofit sector. So I'm going to be helping the veterans. It starts Monday. I took barely a break in between 2 jobs, but that's okay.
Literally took a bathroom break, y'all.
That's it. That's all I did. Not even a truth, like nothing.
So you're helping out the veterans.
You're
working a nonprofit.
I know.
You're a wife and a mother and a podcast runner, sprinter.
I will say, I know not too many people know this about me, but I actually have certifications in personal training.
Do you really?
I do. Personal training, nutrition, transformation, bodybuilding.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Yep.
How,
That's what I
like, I definitely want to build my body differently because right now it's built like, I don't know, I look like a fucking geode without a shirt. Like, I'm just kidding. I'm ringing too hard on myself. Like,
You are. You.
we,
Anne Marie's
we,
gonna text you.
I know,
And
Anna
she's gonna
Marie's
be
gonna
like,
be like, do we need a sash? Like,
did I miss something? Where's I
are
have the
you
books
still
right.
swimming? Like, are you still doing your 4 tasks? And respectfully, I'm trying to, but it's a little bit there, I know. So your work paid you out and you get some time off.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you're moving on to greener pastures?
I do. I do. I'm really excited because oddly enough, even though sometimes it doesn't show with how I joke around and what I do, but I really do like helping the community. And I thought this was a great sector to try and hop into because they are one of the smaller groups within America, though they give their lives for like America. America gives them nothing really good in return.
Yeah.
So like working for that sector is really nice. They really do a good focus on like mental health and everything. They have different like retreats and stuff we can send them to and get them signed up with. And they even get mental health resources for their family and caretakers.
Oh
So
my
that's good too.
gosh.
Mhm.
That's incredible. Look at you.
I know.
Oh my God, she's building a community.
I
No,
try.
bro, I respect that a lot. My dad is a veteran. And
Mhm.
I come from a military household, so this is very cool.
Yeah. My brother was in the Navy, my dad was in the Army, and then my grandpa's one was in the Navy and one was a Marine. And then my uncle
Oh my
was in the Army, Navy, one of those.
speaking of an army, I'm just gonna jump right in.
Let's go.
I think I told you this before we got on, but the news yesterday broke that a specific celebrity has canceled their entire tour.
What was she expecting?
What was she
Seriously.
expecting? And if those of you who don't know, we're talking about the woman who gets a ham and cheese on a roll with a small bag of chips and an orange drink, if you know, at her local bodega. The same woman who loves to take out her hair and have it look frilly and she runs up and down the block.
Did you like the Did you
The
like the
same
TikTok I sent
the
you?
same woman who, oh my God, I remember that one. It was fucking hilarious, bro. I I rolled hard. So Chrissy and I also, apart from like being co-hosts and besties and all of this, we have a love language.
We do. We so
We
do.
have a love language and we send each other fucking memes, dude. Like I thought I sent my husband memes. Nah, I'm over here like, look at this shit. And then
Look at
same
this.
thing with
Look at
Chrissy. I
it.
was like, I log into my TikTok and I was like, gosh, Bestie sent me homework assignments. Better get on them. Like,
This was not a homework assignment. This was just for
this is
pure laughter.
hilarious. We do send each other TikToks on like podcast ideas, but
Mhm.
this one was hilarious.
It was.
I do want to mention a note of sympathy. I think it is anyone who's in the artistic field, I think it's not a good sign when you have to cancel a tour.
Mhm.
And there are people who love Jennifer Lopez. I don't know where they are, but I know they exist.
I know they're willing to shell the money out.
I know they're willing to shell the money out, and respectfully, I think it's I don't know what might happen to the future of her as a one of our A-listers, but I'm so happy that we're in this state of the world where we're holding celebrities accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go to the Met Gala and someone kindly asks you what you're wearing and you look at them like a fucking peasant and you say Scaparelli, expecting people to fucking know what the fuck that is, when people at the Met Gala who are reporting on this shit make probably below minimum fucking wage in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, friend. They're citing, I read some reports that they're citing it was a really tough time for her because she's potentially going through a breakup with Ben. Okay, I feel like that was planned.
Okay, first off, why are we called she's fucking married? Why is it called a breakup? It's a divorce.
It's a divorce. Yeah,
It's a
thanks,
divorce.
Bestie. It's a
Like,
fucking divorce. A
and what were
breakup
we
is like
expecting?
me when I cancel my gym membership. That's a
That's
breakup.
right. That's a breakup. I've broken up with many.
Okay. And I'm this time I mean a physical gym, not the cashier at Arby's. All right. Like what was she expecting when she shelled out I think we talked about this 20 million
Mm-hmm. For the movie, right? Are we talking
for the
about the movie or
movie,
we?
for
Yeah.
her Prime Video
Garbage movie.
girl, I think the only people who saw it were the ones who were forced to.
Have you?
No.
Speaking of her movies, have you seen the TikToks going around of what is it, Sterling K. Brown and the other guy basically trolling her through the press that they've been doing for the movie that's releasing on Netflix?
The space one or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. It's
There's
already
like,
out, is it not?
I think it is. Um,
But what were they
so
doing?
so Sterling K. Brown, anytime she goes, "Well, I'm Puerto Rican," he's like, "Oh, you're Puerto Rican?" Like, I mean, trolling the shit out of her. And then him and another co-star start talking Spanish in front of her
In front of Jennifer Lopez?
during the press conference.
You need to send this to me.
I will. They are.
When you find it, send it to me. Oh my God. Listen, we've had, this is our 9th episode together. And we've been talking about J. Lulu
For like 4.
for like a good 4.
Yes.
And it's, I mean, J Lo, and then there's that one girl.
My God. Goddamn Siwa.
Gosh darn Jojo Siwa. What's up with these J's? Huh?
I don't know because
Huh?
JoJo hasn't went off the deep end.
Did you see her birthday trip to Disneyland?
Jojo Siwa or JoJo?
Uh-huh. Oh, Jojo, like, get out
JoJo, like,
right now. No, that is America's treasure. You don't go there.
right. No, that's what I was saying. That's the only
I will
J
send
name.
every La Llorona after every single person who goes after Jojo.
That's the only J name I can think of that hasn't like went completely.
Oh, she's a freaking legend in these streets. But I'm talking about Jojo friggin' Siwa.
I didn't see her. What happened at the birthday?
Oh, she had her 21st birthday in Disneyland.
Why would you have your 21st birthday in Disneyland?
You know, let me just text her and find out. I don't know.
We're just gonna leave it alone.
You know what? So she was like piss drunk, according to these videos I saw on TikTok. And then she wanted to have like a sing-off.
Oh God.
She was like, "Thou shalt not lie." Points the imaginary microphone. No one fucking knows the words. Like, no one likes you.
No.
I don't know why I'm on this, but anyways, yeah. So J. Lulu's tour got canceled. I think it just goes back to, I mean, on the topic of the paranormal, whatever spirit has attached itself to her.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't fucking like her.
No. Whatever type of juju she put out there, it came back to her. Because you know it's all energy.
And I genuinely feel like that. I don't know. I'm not one to judge, but I definitely don't feel like J. Lulu has good energy.
No, she never has. Ever since she started her big breakthrough with Selena, the movie Selena, like she took a shit on Gwyneth fucking Paltrow, who had like Oscars and all of that, and was like, "Oh, she's not that great of an actress, or she just got lucky with her roles."
What do you mean she just got lucky? She's actually so versatile. She's also a humanitarian.
Well, so my thing is, right, is that I can only name 2 movies of Jennifer Lopez that I actually would watch.
Okay, and one of them better be the movie Enough.
Okay, 3.
Okay, 3.
We'll go with 3. So I personally love Anaconda. Personally, I do. It's like a nostalgic
personally
movie.
You do.
It's a nostalgic movie and I just like it.
Sure. Yay.
But The Cell.
Oh, a hundo.
And
100%
I don't like
The Cell. And that's a horror.
I don't never necessarily like The Cell because of her. I actually like it because of the 2 Vincents. D'Onofrio and Vaughn.
I like it because of the set design. That movie.
Oh yeah. No, yes.
Also, fun little fact. I found this out speaking of the movie The Cell.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a minute to realize this. I didn't realize this until about like 10, 15 years ago, because the movie came out, what, early 2000s?
Yeah.
So there's that scene where she's in her dreamscape and she gets into that room with the horse.
Yes.
And then the horse gets like divided anatomically. The
Mm-hmm.
little kid that's in there with her ends up being Lizzie McGuire's brother in Lizzie McGuire.
Really? I gotta look that
Yeah,
up.
Jake Thomas.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh, I know this face.
I know
Also,
who
that movie was kind of like homoerotic when she was going through that like thing where all the people are caged, and then I don't know. Listen, I don't know what type of person that was that like knocked her out and picked her up. Don't know what
No,
gender
don't want to
person
know.
that was. Don't want to know, but I was like, damn, that's kind of hot. It's kind of sexy. I'm not gonna make jokes. She's drinking water.
Please don't.
That
It's either gonna come out my nose or come out my mouth, and both are gonna end
good
disastrously.
movie. Like this was a really good movie. The hidden meanings, like the fact that like the girl, like, was it J-Lo who was in that little sleeping cell thing? No, it was like another girl, right?
No, I
That
thought it,
the girl who was like who like undid the pipes to breathe, was that J-Lo?
I think so.
Was that her?
Well, because she was going into his dreams to figure out where his last victim was, and I don't think that girl was the victim.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen this movie, but
It's a fantastic
really good movie.
Like, it was one of those that I was like, holy shit.
I was like, this is good. This is
Oh
like,
yeah.
There's that one part, my favorite part in the movie for some reason,
Mhm.
is when like the guy who's like the main guy or whatever, when he is like, when the camera poses like straight up at him and he's dead center and he starts walking forward, and then those like curtains break.
Oh my god, yes, and they all just start coming.
That literally, I was like, this is cinema.
Uh-huh.
Damn. And then Jennifer
yeah.
Lopez decides to release her own movie on Amazon Prime, and then that's not cinema.
No.
Also,
And then she's got co-stars trolling her on press tours. I don't.
well, the only reason why I say the movie enough is she was really good in that movie.
No, she was.
I think J-Lo really should stick to, and I'm serious, acting. Like, is that a special guest in the background?
That's my microphone picks up a lot. And he's yelling at his dad right
now. Oh, tell him to shut the. I'm kidding. No, Enough was a good movie because I think it obviously touches on something that not even touches it. It talks about domestic violence. Talks about infidelity, and it talks about like, you know, women reclaiming their strength and reclaiming motherhood. And I love stuff like that. I do. But like what other movie? Oh, Second Act, but it was a comedy. She was good in it. Second Act was good. And then what other J-Lo movies? Oh, Monster-in-Law with Jane Fonda. That one was good.
But I think part of that was having Jane Fonda, though.
That's why I watched it. It wasn't because of J-Lo.
Right.
It was and I actually have Monster-in-Law on DVD somewhere as I check my DVD collection. It's over there. I'm over here like, where is it? So yeah, J-Lo has a good track record of like movies. Not necessarily TV shows in my opinion.
How many TV shows? She was only on one, Live in Color. As the dancer, wasn't she?
Angela's Eyes. No, that wasn't Angela's Eyes. That was Holly Marie Combs. She was on Into the Blue or something like that.
Was it a cop show?
Yeah. And then that's that. But anyways, so part of me feels really bad that she had to cancel her tour. The other part of me is like,
well, the prices. Like I don't know why people would sell like,
bitch, we're in a recession.
But you have been proven that you don't sing your fucking songs nor credit the person who does.
No, oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I want to get into that in a second because the next person I have to talk about actually ties into J-Lo. All roads lead back to this person. I've been saying it the entire fucking season. Anyways, but what were some of the ticket prices you saw?
So what was it? Her VIP, which you had to buy two, you couldn't buy one, was like
How?
what was it? It was like $5,000. Yeah,
American
American
USD.
dollars. USD.
USD?
Yeah.
5,000. I can't even count that high.
I stop after 100, guys.
I stop after whatever I net for the current paycheck. But tell me that's $5,000 combined.
No. She was having like there were so many there's like I was watching it all over, right? Because TikTok was fucking decimating her. And then before Kyle Marissa Roth passed away, she was decimating her. And like they were sharing screenshots and looking at things, and like the fucking ticket prices were insane. And we can sit here and bring Ticketmaster into it all we want, but the thing is she still set the price too. Like, you think you're that hot? Fucking Beyonce wasn't even that much.
No. Real quick ADHD, real quick adhada about Ticketmaster. In case y'all didn't know, they're in a frivolous lawsuit.
Oh yeah.
It's been one of the things that's in the lawsuit is the investigation if Ticketmaster is buying their own tickets and then reselling them higher.
Oh, that would be so dirty, but it would make so much sense.
It would make so much, like so Taylor Swift, like obviously she's doing a stadium tour. Floor seats for Taylor Swift were like what, like $500 to $700?
Were they?
Which
that's not terrible. I've heard.
And apparently that's just what I said. That's like one ticket, but also the nosebleed tickets were like $150. So she had like reasonably priced tickets, and she should. There's 70,000 people in these stadiums who are going to go see her.
And they do.
And guess what? She done sold out her whole tour. Much like my favorite Nicki Minaj, who is now on her 39th or 40th consecutive sold out world tour for Pink Friday. Anyways, Ticketmaster, there's a thing that I read that said they are trying to like make back money. So they're the ones that, like, Ticketmaster employees,
okay,
are literally sent out to buy these tickets. And then, like, let's say the ticket was $200, the resale would be like $475.
That's insane. That's fuck. Oh my god.
So, anywho, they're citing for J-Lo. They're citing that it was personal stuff and like the divorce with Ben. And I think the divorce with Ben is a rumor and it's a ploy because I think she knew. I think J-Lo knew months ago this tour wasn't going to work.
No.
She stopped posting rehearsal videos. She was posting some clips like to get people excited. She stopped posting those. I think she's known.
Oh yeah.
And I think that, like, if I were her, I'm not saying that her PR team needs to listen to, a Middle Eastern guy in Arizona, but she has some fucking damage control to do.
She has a lot of damage control to do because, one, she's proven she's not a very likable person. She doesn't have like she's not likable. The general population doesn't like her.
From the jump.
And she hasn't done anything to fix that. And then, you get the wait staff at various restaurants love telling you when they have a bad experience with her, And I think that's weird that her and Ben got back together because they have two very, very vastly different views on the world. Like
Ben Affleck is a talent.
But he also does have a humanitarian side as well. She does. I have yet to see her.
I'm not saying anything. Ben Affleck is like, after everything that he's been through, and truthfully, I don't think Jennifer Lopez is his true love.
No.
It's, for me, I'm I'm a Benifer, but for Jennifer Gardner.
Yeah, that's where I thought too, because she was
That's
so
just
supportive
true.
of him with his alcoholism and everything, like
She was
getting him
gonna
the help
save
and everything.
him. And she literally looked at the paparazzi and was like, "Can you guys like back up? Can you guys let the man breathe?"
Yeah,
Like,
even
so
after they divorced. So,
okay. And then she was married. I was like, I don't know why she left A-Rod. I was like, A-Rod was the breadwinner, dare I say.
I don't remember what that. I'll have to go back and look through all those blind items. But I think there was something with A-Rod
I'm
as
shedding.
to
I'm
why.
sorry.
It's okay. I shed all the time too.
By the way, we're saying shed.
Shed, not shit,
Well,
or other things. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, we don't scat over here, so sorry.
So,
What you got for us, friend?
so I was gonna say, Chrissy finally caught up with some of Q1 movies.
Y'all, when she told me this and like the debrief.
I'm bad. I have kids. It's hard to go to the movies,
Yeah,
especially those movies.
I do want to say Chrissy does work really hard, y'all. She's married.
Mm.
She has kids. Forever grateful that she let me on her podcast. But we're almost at the end of Q2.
I know. What's your Q2 movie list? Should be pretty good, right? Do you have a few more? Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, tell me about the Q1 movie that you saw.
So, I went and Googled. I can rent Immaculate for like $5.99, I think, on Tubi or something. I don't know. I have to look that up
Tubi.
again. Pretty sure, or maybe it was Amazon. But even then, $5.99. It wasn't that much. But I have to look it up again.
Hold on. I'm pulling up Tubi. Go ahead.
So I finally watched the first Omen. Watched it with my husband last night. That was our way of couples time while Roland was in bed. I loved it. First off, I am a very huge fan of The Omen. Like I love that movie. I don't necessarily like the whole franchise. But the first one especially was very good.
Okay.
But watching that one, that was so like they did so fucking good. So good. And the story, like my husband and I were talking about it and like we were trying to figure it out and I was like, no, the girls are like you're gonna see both of them have 666. I was like, because it just works out that way. So obviously it did, but like his visceral fucking reaction to the first pregnancy they show.
The first pregnancy.
The first one that's happening.
Chicken leg pregnancy. That's what I call that.
Oh my god. So because okay, so Ray's only seen a C-section pregnancy happen. And the thing is during C-sections, they have a blind up for you. So you don't see when things are removed.
C-section.
You don't see the section. And the doctor raises the baby up like it's Simba. Okay. And I want to get on a Simba case in a little bit. And I know you know why. So you know, I'm sitting there, I'm watching and I'm like, they're not, it's the 70s. They have some sort of medication to numb her. Like, are you telling me they're not numbing her? And then we see them give her laughing gas. We see her give them laughing gas. She gets that creepy smile like the movie from Smile. Like, fucking the weirdest shit ever. And then husband's like, what are they showing? Are they actually going to show it? Like, he's freaking out. And then all of a sudden the hand comes out and he's like, well, if I was in fact trying to get laid tonight, I can tell you my body's telling me no, because I don't even think I like, and I was dying laughing. I was like, what do you think happens? And he's like, well, obviously I didn't want to know. And I was like, yeah, but the hand, you know, like
that. So I can safely say as a man, I can feel why your husband is reacting that way. Because there was a part where I'm watching it, and because they do a straight shot of the vagina.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And it's not like a quick little flash. It's like show me, like, oh my gosh, police officer, you pulled me over, show me your badge.
Right.
Like, the part that got me was the side view.
Oh yeah.
where it's like you see the leg, the tush, and you see what is that thing that they put the legs on?
They're you're talking
They're
about the
like the
strap?
straps. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the leg straps.
That was the
And
other
then
part, was strapping her down to the fucking bed.
oh, I I was like, is she what? And then the hand, like you see it come out the front. What got me was the side view.
Yeah, no, it was all, I was like, huh, that's okay. What also got me though was like how fast the pregnancy like progresses, because you know, towards like the very climactic part of the movie where she gets into the car wreck with the other
Yeah,
fathers, and
yeah.
yeah, and she gets out of the car, and first thing she does is it's possession. She looks like she's possessed. It looks like something from like the Exorcism of Emily Rose and stuff, you know, where they're like doing like the funky movements and like their faces are contorting, going through all the range of emotions. And then,
Not you doing this. Not you doing
like,
this.
that's what it looks like. And then the part that really fucking got me was she squats, and a deep fucking squat at that.
Oh, she does a sumo.
She does these and then just pisses, and Ray's like, my husband looks at me, he goes, did her water break? I was like, she wasn't even fucking showing yet. I was like, and then she undoes her thing, and then it just like grows and grows, and I was like, my stomach physically hurts right now because of like how much they stretched it.
Oh.
Right? And
Yeah.
then I was like, well, there's the blood show, because then she bleeds, and I was like, yep, she's having the babies now. It's like, this is fucking wild. Now, what's cool though, what I did like, is how they set it up for maybe a potential like full on tying it all back together, because you have the girls still alive.
Yeah.
At the end. And the father, you know, Father Brennan telling them basically, hey, they are out here looking for you. Because I told Ray, when you watch the Omen franchise, it's only about Damien.
Yeah.
I was like, but they do have an option now to tie it back to the girls as like basically like a closing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love how you thought of that.
Fucking amazing. I was like, oh my, because I kept sitting there and I was like, what are they going to do with the girl baby? Because she has twins. When she has Damien, they're twins.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, what are they gonna do with the girl baby? Because they don't show you anything. They're so infatuated with the fact that she finally, like, one of the women finally has a boy to create the Antichrist. And in my brain, I'm like, why does the Antichrist got to be man?
We're not that bad.
Well, it's not just that, but like, look at how many experimental pregnancies we made, and they were all girls.
Yeah.
It was like 15 or 16. I can't remember the exact number, but God, that was some fucked up shit. It's like, Jesus.
You heard it here first. I'm over here trying to like defend the men of the world. I'm like, we're really not that bad. And then I see some of the scum shit men do, and I'm like, oh God.
And there's the reason why the bear is there as an option.
Yay!
Especially after the new episode that drops today about the Abbey and
I'm excited.
Rooms and
yeah, good old back rooms.
Good old back rooms.
That'll be a fun one to listen to. Also, just in case you guys didn't know, make sure to buy our merch.
Yes.
Please.
Please.
And
then the other movie I caught on, but I don't think we talked about it in the Q1 movie review. It was one of your smart friend in a horror movies.
Oh yeah.
It was Fantasy Island
from 2020. Was it 2019 or 2020? It don't matter. It don't matter. The movie sucked.
It did.
It's a Blumhouse. What did we expect?
I know. I saw as soon as it said Blumhouse, I was like, do not expect high. Don't set them high. No high standards here.
Bars high. Honestly, don't have a high.
Don't have standards.
Don't have standards. Lower your standards. You are boxed wine. This is Franzia.
Now, I will say the Step Brothers were hilarious.
Oh, they were awesome. They were
funny.
They were very slapstick. They were very like carrying the plot.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't a huge fan of the girl who, oh my God,
The one in the yellow dress who was getting bullied.
No, she was fabulous.
Lucy Hale's character, like the mean girl.
Didn't like that. I really didn't. See, like, I had such an issue with, like, that's your actual fantasy. Not the high school bully part. I get it. There's a lot of kids who went through a lot of trauma in schools. And of course, you know, exacting revenge on your bullies is still one of those things that hides in people's brains. Like, oh, if I could get them back for all the shit they. And the girl did put her through some shit. However, I'm with the Asian kid on this one because literally you're killing us because this guy passed away in a fire. Absolutely.
It's all our faults.
It's all our faults, but you only met him that day. That day. And you want to kill me for it? Like.
And it just happened by chance because we're in the same vicinity near a building that's on fire?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would she want to kill the paramedic who is doing her job?
Why would you want to kill? I was just like, I sat there and I was we were watching it and I looked at Ray and I was like, they're all fucking intertwined and this is stupid.
When when that plot point came out at the end that like this whole thing, this whole shenan was her fantasy.
Yeah.
See, that's the other thing too. Men despicable, women elaborate.
As hell.
Like
as hell.
men play the short and quick game in The First Omen. Women play the elaborate scheme game in Fantasy Island. This is literally like, this is why I'm gay. This exact reason. Like, I'm just kidding. There's many different reasons why I am gay, and just men are prettier. I don't know.
Men are prettier. I just like, I watched it and I was like, huh, okay.
That's literally the reaction that I got. I remember I was like, this is the last movie we're seeing before we go into fucking shutdown for the coronavirus. This is how this is
how we go.
And then the movie theaters aren't going to open up for 8 more months.
Mm-hmm.
This is the ticket that we land on.
Yeah. Yes.
It, like, and then that whole spiel of like, you have to like learn to let go.
Oh, with that lady whose original fantasy, she had two
was to have her daughter back?
Was no, to get engaged.
To have a family, basically.
To say yes to the guy that she turned down years ago. And I was like, okay, but you're the most, like, they made her into like the most thought-provoking one out of all of them. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
Yeah, honestly, if we're really thinking thought-provoking, why aren't we looking at the stepbrothers? They were like they had like actual sustenance.
Mm-hmm.
Substance. I don't fucking. I honestly, I speak 3 languages. English is the 4th one. So
it's all running through.
It's all running through, just like my intestines when I get off of this episode. Told y'all it's an ADHD episode.
Oh, it's
hey, baby.
You're gonna get it today.
You're gonna get it today. They're gonna be listening to this like, why the fuck am I following them? Like, no, I genuinely think that like the brothers were the most thought-provoking.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I wanted to know more on their story. Like, I understood part of it because the one brother stood by the stepbrother who came out as gay. Like, I heard that part.
Yeah.
But I wanted more. I wanted to know more on them. And the one guy,
back?
Yeah, the Asian guy stayed back. He was actually the alive one. And he's like, well, can I change? Well, the guy goes, well, you didn't necessarily have a fantasy. You were following your brother's fantasy. So you technically have one if you want one. And that's how the brother who was originally shot in the chest gets to leave the island alive. Because
then the other one stayed back.
Mm-hmm.
Because his fantasy was, yep.
Yeah.
See,
here we are.
Just speaking of movies really quick. I think tonight I'm going to coerce my husband and one of my good friends to go see In a Violent Nature.
I've heard good reviews.
I've heard good things. And I think it's an A24.
Yes, I think so.
I think it's an A24. Also, I'm mentally preparing for next week as well. I think Cuckoo's coming out next week.
Is it Cuckoo?
It's Cuckoo or the other one? Is it Long Legs?
I thought Long Legs was July.
Oh no, you're right. Long Legs is July 7th. It is July 7th, but I feel like there's something coming out next week.
Hold on.
Anyhow, just preparing for. I really want to see In a Violent Nature because that trailer was like. That trailer leaves nothing to like ponder on, but everything I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's one of those movies, like, do you remember The Revenant with Leo DiCaprio?
Yes.
You know that movie had no speaking script.
Really?
Everything was just acting. It was physical body.
Wow.
And then he actually got into the carcass of a horse.
Yeah, I do remember that. He is a method actor.
When we say Leo DiCaprio is a method actor who stops dating women after they turn 25, we mean it. Is there something coming out next week?
I'm looking.
Is there something coming out? I feel like we can
All
cut
right.
this database.
Oh yeah. No, this is probably where I'll put the ad.
Oh, thank God. Is it July 7th?
I don't know. I'm so confused. Why is Midsummer the director's cut coming out?
Oh, because they need him. Wait, I'm gonna check my Harkins Theaters mobile app.
There you go. Here we are. Okay. Give me.
Oh, Bad Boys Ride or Die.
June 7th is The Watched or The Watchers.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
That's the directorial debut of M. Night Shyamalan's daughter.
Ashana?
Yeah.
Late Night with the Devil, the 666 rebroadcast is coming out June 6th. Why do we need
streaming? Theaters?
Theaters. Yeah. We're getting Bad Boys, we're getting The Watchers, we're getting...
So I got TBC date for Long Legs.
TBD?
They put TBC. I don't know. It's Cineworld.
I think I need to go. I also want them to do a horror secret cinema. Oh, The Exorcism?
The Exorcism?
So, wait, is this a real thing? So we had The Pope's Exorcist. And now on June 21st, we're having The Exorcism, and it's Russell Crowe.
I don't think that is the second part to his, though. To the first one that he was in.
Are you
I think
sure?
Let's look. Yeah, so this says troubled actor begins to unravel while shooting a horror film. Okay. Oh, that sounds pretty interesting. Chloe Bailey's going to be in it.
Huh. Okay, well, Despicable Me. I'm just Maxine fucking Minx.
There you go.
I'm excited for that. Oh, yep, you're right. Long Legs opens up July 12th. And that's literally like when I leave for Bosnia. So I'm going to be like, can I watch this movie? Okay.
Can you just slide me in real quick?
Just real quick. I'll ask people. Anyways, so June 7th is The Watchers. Oh, I'm so excited. I want to see what the fuck that's about. Because that lady, the old lady who opens the door in the trailer, is the same old lady from Tarot.
Oh, gosh.
Like,
I guess
not
she fits
like
the part.
No, well, because like I feel like she's giving like I thought that she was like the nun lady because they look very similar. Very, very, not in a bad way. They just look very similar. So I was like, oh, is this like the nun lady? Not to reduce her down to the nun lady. What else have you seen?
Have I watched anything else? I don't think so. I think those are my two. Oh, most recent that I can remember in my brain. Aside from, watching Monster Mash.
Hi, Jose. Hi, Ethan and Ethan's cheekbones.
I tried to watch Imaginary. That was crap. I didn't even get halfway through.
It's out on DVD or something right now.
And then what else was there? I'm going to see what the price is for Immaculate and probably rent it.
Immaculate is.
Hey guys, Chrissy here. So as you know, usually about halfway through our episode, we give a shout out and maybe show some adverts of our awesome podcast Nope. Hey guys, Chrissy here. So, as you know, halfway through our episode, we like to talk about other podcasts that are part of the You Run network. And this month, we'll be talking about the Aardvark and the Magic Moshi, an Australian Red Dwarf podcast where they review every single episode of Red Dwarf in order, along with their own SME segments and occasional special guests. So, make sure you check them out. Again, you can find them on Instagram at TAANDTMMDRD. You can find their podcast streaming on most platforms. And again, you can also find them on the yourunnetwork.com. All right. Make sure you check them out, guys.
Like,
Yes.
oh, I wish they did First Omen and Immaculate double feature.
Oh, that'd have been good. I
I
bet.
would have. Oh God.
Yeah. But no, I'm digging those movies. Well, we all know this. I like the religious trauma movies for horror.
Oh, oh.
So
Okay.
I was very very shocked by how good. I'm not saying that I didn't think it would be, but sometimes people could do a hit or miss when it comes to those. So
those were good.
those
two movies with Immaculate and First Omen, those are really good. So far, I think the only, I'm trying to go back and see what I've seen this year in terms of horror. So far for Q2, the award for the worst fucking movie
Tarot.
is Tarot. I saw the TV Glow, that was okay. Boy Kills World was not a horror, but it was an action.
Right. That's kind of what I amounted Fantasy Island to.
Yeah, it's more action.
It wasn't.
Was Late Night with the Devil? Did I already do that one?
Did we? I think you're saving it for Q2. Because I've watched it too. I did watch that one as well.
Oh, and then Sting was really good. That was another one from Q1 that was really good. But you know how we often say life is a movie?
Yes.
You know that phrase?
Yeah, I sure do.
Well, I want to take us back where all roads lead to
Lulu.
To P. Diddy.
Oh, to P. Diddy.
So
hold on. Before you get there, did you watch Nepotism at its finest?
Where's that?
And it's not a movie. It's been all over social media. Nepotism basically being at the forefront.
Am I missing something?
Nepotism.
Who are we talking about?
Kim Kardashian. Northwest.
Oh God. Oh,
So,
I just can't wait.
So I am with everybody on this one, right? Don't be mad at the 10-year-old. Be mad at the casting director. Be mad at the people who...
Be mad at the mom who shelled out, allegedly,
$1 million? I heard $1 million.
So I heard that the seats for the pit were $2,000.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. The fact that we didn't even try and vocally train her or anything, and then she goes up on the same stage as fucking Jennifer Hudson and Jeremy Irons.
It's the Hollywood Bowl, right?
Oh yeah, I'd be mad. I'd be wanting my money back.
Did you see the aerial view of the Hollywood Bowl? It's not a small venue. It's borderline a stadium.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge. It goes
Yep. Performers at Disney World get paid less.
Jesus.
And do what they're supposed to.
And do it on cue, I guess. Listen, I'm not mad. And Northwest, there's no way she's 10. Is she 10?
I think she's 10. Time to Google.
Time to Googs.
No, I saw it. I was like, that is insane. I can't.
She is 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go after a 10-year-old.
I'm gonna go after her mother though.
I'm gonna go after her mother and her grandma. Ooh, that when you said nepotism at its finest, I was like, what? Which one?
I know, right? There's so much, but no, that one. Like, if you do the doom scroll on TikTok, you find there's a couple of moms on there who actually were there
at the auditions
at the very end watching someone get rushed through and saw who it was and was like, are you kidding me?
To me, that family has already like historically gone down as not having talent.
Mm-hmm.
Kim even tried to release a single back in the day called Jam, or That's My Jam, and they play in my jam.
At the same time as Paris Hilton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Speaking
the
of
rivalry between
Paris
those
Hilton's
two.
new album comes out November 6th. I will never understand that how like this works. I will never understand that there are like legitimate talents out there. And all that you've shown with this is that the sole purpose of it was a publicity stunt. You wanted eyes on this thing. And now here's what you've done. For the casting people, anytime you put something on, people are going to make sure it's you casting it and not support it. Okay, cool. The Kardashians are reportedly also like losing followers by the hundreds of thousands.
Kim almost lost 1 million.
Kim almost lost him. I'm sure she. So the thing that people have to realize is like these brands that look at celebrities for brand power and exposure, we as consumers dictate how much they make by choosing to follow them.
Yep.
I have now officially scrubbed all of the Kardashian Jenners off my social media. It's not interesting anymore. It's not. It really isn't. Like, I'm seeing how quickly their new show on Hulu is getting produced. I mean, we have a new season every 5 months.
Yep.
I think it's on a continuum. I think they just film all year. I think and what is it? Hulu gave Kris Jenner what, 150 million to divvy up?
Right?
Yeah, 150 million to divvy up, and I think Kim got the bulk.
I bet she did. I mean,
so I get really discouraged for just upcoming actors and artists, because like this is the type of shit that when it's one thing if she were to, and I'm not saying anything bad about Northwest, but like if she were to tap into her dad's side, that'd be fine. Your dad's a musical genius. But it basically looked like she literally auditioned the day before.
Yeah.
Like, she wore like yellow shorts and a yellow jacket.
Yeah. So there's a story behind that, because you saw the elaborate costumes. She didn't like the Simba costume, not Northwest, Kim Kardashian. And Kim Kardashian had Northwest wearing that god awful yellow outfit. And the thing is this was something it was like what, it's
like hundreds of
30th
dollars
anniversary.
Yeah.
You basically took a crap on the creative director, the person who makes like the costume person, like all of them. And that didn't even look like a fucking lion. Like, she would have looked like a lion. It'd have made sense if she would have just let them wear what she was supposed to wear. This completely like diminishes the wants and drive, most likely, for those kids who got to the 4th round
and the final
to be beat out by a kid who bought their way in,
who's
didn't even have to audition. Yeah. I mean, there's I
just want to know, like, obviously people who are I've seen videos from like junior casting associates who weren't even in like the room.
Yep.
Who were just outside as they watched Kim and North make their way in. Like, how did Kim know that this was happening? How did she know where to go? And I'm sure you know what I mean? But like, picture I don't know. Like, and then to not tell anyone that Northwest got cast. Was she in the whole play?
I don't know.
Because I only saw that one clip.
Well, I think they were only singing the songs. I don't think they were doing.
Simba
wait.
Simba only has one song.
Simba has a couple, I thought.
I was gonna say.
But I mean, well, you also have to remember there's a progression of Simba as he ages
Yeah.
with the different songs.
So
I don't
maybe
know.
that was just like her segment, but yeah, that's nepotism at its.
I'm trying to find the blind item on it because apparently she says that she thinks, and this is alleged because it's the blind item, she thinks that her daughter is more talented than Blue Ivy. And we're just gonna let that sit there.
Kimberly Noel Kardashian is alleging that her daughter, Northwest, is more talented than Blue Ivy Carter, the offspring of Beyonce, Giselle, Knowles Carter.
Who pretty sure won a Grammy, right?
Blue has won a Grammy. Blue also intentionally worked hard and learned choreo to be on stage with her mom. And if you notice, you can tell Blue worked really hard because she was getting better and better and better and better and better every single show.
Yep.
And on top of that, when your mother is Beyonce,
who's like a perfectionist,
who I was gonna say Beyonce's work ethic unmatched. I have yet to see an artist. Plus, I saw the Renaissance film. Oh, sorry, I'm just stretching. Blue Ivy has like her own artistic thoughts and opinions. I don't know. This is just Kim Kardashian to say that. Kim needs to watch the fuck out. She's got to remember she's no longer with Kanye, but Kanye and Jay-Z are friends. Like, Beyonce's not in the Black Folks Club. I mean, I'm sorry, Kim Kardashian is not in the Black Folks Club.
No, she's not. She appropriates it, but is
Kim
not
Kardashian
in it.
is a white woman. She's a white woman. And this is literally, you want to talk about racism? You want to talk about, and I get that Northwest, like, well, I'm not even going to talk about Northwest because it's a 10-year-old child. But what I will say is the entire world got to watch the progression of Blue Ivy Carter. I have seen Blue Ivy Carter perform on stage. I myself have seen this. I went to the Phoenix show of the Renaissance World Tour. It was amazing. That was a fucking show. You want to talk about a show? You want to talk about being on stage for 3.5 hours? You want to talk about, well, and mine 45 minutes of that was a technical difficulty, but anyways. And that's not on Beyonce. Just shit stopped working. Like, you can't help it. Are
you ready to hear the blind item?
God, tell me.
The illiterate reality star has taken digs at the offspring of 2 permanent A-listers and thinks her own child has more talent and will be more successful. It feels very petty, but what does one expect from the reality family?
You got to remember something. Beyonce has been in the game that Kim Kardashian is trying to get into. Let me say that again. And let me say it with intention when I say this. Beyonce is the one who writes the syllabus for this shit. Don't ever come after the professor. Like, that to me is that's literally like the equivalency of someone saying, "Oh, my kid can rap better than Nicki Minaj."
So wasn't she really upset? And we're talking about Kim Kardashian, not Beyonce. When she was with Kanye for however long, I don't remember how long.
It was like years. Like, it was years. A couple years.
She was wasn't she so obsessed with being liked
by
being
Beyonce?
Able to say, yes.
Oh, yes. Because it's been her whole personality. Did this just become a Kim K bashing episode?
It might have. Look at how we derailed.
No, this is fine because, like, the thing that I want to get to, you can say something like, I have a theme to touch on because all roads lead back to P. Diddy. But
I was about to say, because she does lead into P. Diddy.
this like this little this is why I have bloopers on Smart Friend, because I can't fucking God, try fucking tongue tied. She wanted to be so liked, and I remember this because if you watch, there was one episode, not an episode, there was something that I saw online where I think Blue Ivy was brought with her mom, who happens to it's Beyonce. They were at a fashion show together, and then Kim bought North, but North was having a tantrum.
Yes.
And then I vividly remember like these photos of like Beyonce looking over at Blue Ivy like, shut the fuck.
Yes.
And then Beyonce's just like, and Beyonce's shoulder to shoulder with Kim. And the thing is, like, Beyonce has better media training than Kim does.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Beyonce wouldn't be caught dead getting visibly seen walking through a casting room.
Well, let's talk
Like,
about the difference between right. So let's talk about their moms. Because Beyonce's mom was just as involved with Beyonce's career as much as Kim Kardashian's mom, Kris Jenner, was as involved with Kim's.
Let's take it back
career.
to the parent.
So like
I want to interrupt you really quick.
Go for it.
Kris Jenner got involved with Kim Kardashian's career because Kim like was with a rapper who at the time leaked a sex tape.
Ray J?
Kim, yes.
He leaked it. I thought Kris was behind the leak.
There's always
allegedly, guys. Don't sue us.
Listen, there's always someone who leaks it, and then there's the person pulling the strings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all know who the puppet master is.
Yeah.
Allegedly. But when your rise to fame is solely based on the fact that, like, and mind you, Kris Jenner, I think if we're really looking at this, Kris Jenner dates back to dating a famous lawyer.
Mm-hmm. And also an Olympic star. An
Olympic athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Caitlyn Jenner had the story on the Kardashian clan the whole time. Caitlyn Jenner had the best story in the Kardashian Jenner universe of all time. You're not gonna fucking beat that.
No.
No matter what the fuck you try to do. So I think the ploy was to always try to make one of those kids famous because you're friends with Ryan Seacrest, you know all these people in Hollywood. But you only know these people because of your husband at the time, Robert Kardashian Sr.
Yep.
You only know these people because you familially you were friends with OJ.
Mm-hmm.
And then so your whole life is built on your mother, Kris Jenner, chasing this shit.
Yeah. Yes.
So because your mother, Kris Jenner, chased after this, you get to knock kids off and do this nepotism shit in front of the entire world, and then you wonder why your family's on the verge of going broke.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Tina.
Tina Knowles, not only created their outfits because
sewed them together by hand because they were poor.
No designers. And no designers would work with them.
Ever. No designers wanted to work with 4 Black girls at the time. Mind you, this is the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she was there for the whole career, and I think she was probably part of their training. Like, as far as, like, the media training, because 100%. I mean, you couldn't find a bad publicity about them. Destiny's Child, whenever there was the whole band breakup with, like, the one getting booted out, and then it dropped to 3, and then it dropped to, like, they all went solo. Like, there was no true bad blood. So somewhere in there's been good media training, good PR training, because even after they've all broken up, none of them have actually had a really bad PR. None where it's like Kim Kardashian and the clan.
No, I was going to say none where it's, I mean, people did come after Beyonce for the whole pregnancy thing.
No, yeah, but people tried. But the thing is it was never fully like, not the way that they did Kim Kardashian.
No, yeah, because we pretty much forget about that stuff with Beyonce because we're like, okay, at the end of the day, sorry to keep interrupting. I'm so sorry. I'm like, my ADHD is like interruptive today. Beyonce is legitimately talented.
Mm-hmm.
It's undeniable. She's been doing this since she was what? when she did
10
Girls
or
Time, and she
something,
was like
right?
7 or 8 years old,
7 or 8?
and she's known Kelly Rowland, who has also grown up like alongside her since they were kids.
Mhm.
Like Kelly and Beyonce were have been the OG, like Destiny's Child. And you know
Okay.
do you know the phonetic arrangement of Destiny's Child?
Mm-mm.
So what's Beyonce's mom's name?
Tina,
What's what is Beyonce to Tina?
her daughter.
Her what?
Daughter?
What's like
No, other way. Mother.
no.
No?
Beyonce.
Mhm.
If people look at Beyonce, they could
Mhm.
say Das Tina's child.
Oh my god, that's funny. Cute.
Destiny's Child.
Mhm.
Das Tina's child.
Oh my gosh. But like, I don't know. And you would think, I'll say this, you would think that by the bad publicity that Kris Jenner had gotten when Nicole Brown was murdered, we'd have learned something in the early 90s,
You guys
but we
can't see
didn't.
my face right now, but I'm literally like,
How
it feels like
did
one of those taps on the forehead where you like tap your forehead and you like lean your palms forward and it's like you dense fuck.
yes. How did not Jalulu. How did Kim Kardashian and P. Diddy end up, I guess, almost in cahoots with each other
Oh,
practically?
easy. Um, it all goes back to the Jenner Kardashian clan being obsessed with black male athletes.
Okay. Oh.
Is what I think. Because if you think about, and I don't think, which one's the one that always shakes the salad? Is it Courtney? No, Chloe. No, Courtney. Courtney.
It's Courtney. Thank you to the girl on TikTok who
Oh
just,
my God, yes. Thank you to the girl on TikTok who was like, yeah.
with the fake name,
With the not the nepotism. Like,
who has
God bless her. God bless her and her family, and may she be blessed and successful for generations to come. I mean this sincerely.
the sticky notes as the fingernails.
It's been a thing that, and if you watch the early episodes of the Kardashians, like first of all, the early episodes of the Kardashians are so fucking staged.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was even their house
Mm-mm.
that they
I thought
filmed
their house
in.
was like down the street.
Yeah, because like I've heard that like they never actually showed the exterior of the real house because of like stalkers and all that stuff. So I think there's a lot of like cahootment because that like it was obviously when you're Kim Kardashian, you start coming up, you get access to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she might have sat with P. Diddy.
Yeah.
I don't know, allegedly. But the reason why P. Diddy gets brought up is because I have been on all right, let's watch this with a different lens. So I've been rewatching Making the Band. More
Right.
specifically, Danity Kane.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided yesterday I took a step back further and I decided to watch an episode on the girl band Dream. The He Loves Me,
Okay.
He Loves You Not
Mm-hmm.
vocals. Did you know? So how it kind of happened is there's a woman by the name of Judith something who held auditions solely in California. I think it was like solely in like Sacramento or Los Angeles or something.
Okay.
And that's where all the girls got found. The original 4 girls, it was like Holly, Ashley, and then this one like Asian girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were formed, the 4 of them were formed, and then Judy shopped them around to different
Oh,
labels.
okay.
And they ended up with Bad Boy because I think something with like the person who is like one of the front runners of talent scouting on Bad Boy was friends with Judy, something like that.
Okay.
So they were put through this like training, all of this other stuff, and I don't remember the girls. I don't want to just say like the Asian girl because I feel like that's so disrespectful. But I don't know her. I don't know her name. Hold on.
Hold, please.
I'm on the Wikipedia page.
That's where I'm at too.
Alex Chester.
Okay.
So here's how it works. You had Holly Blake Arnstein, which Holly, I think, was the main singer, like the lead singer.
Not the
Then,
curly-haired one, but the other one, right?
no, Holly, I think, was the curly-haired singer.
She was? Okay.
And then Deanna was Holly's friend from middle school. So Deanna was the one who came in and replaced Alex Chester.
Okay.
Because Alex Chester's mom was a lawyer, and Bad Boy was basically saying, you need to sign this, right? You need to sign this contract.
And she was like, no.
And Alex Chester's mom was like, you're 13 years old. 13
Wow.
years old.
Uh-huh.
And you're basically, or like 14 or something like that. You're basically being like shoved into this.
Mm-hmm.
And so she didn't sign it and she was dropped.
I wonder why.
They literally said they weren't feeding them for 48 hours on end. They wanted them to be skinny and all of this stuff. And this is like Diddy's camp. So you know who's the showrunner behind this.
Mm-hmm.
And their choreographer was Lorianne Gibson, who I'm shocked didn't fucking stand up for child abuse. And then apparently Bad Boy Records allegedly tried to persuade them to get emancipated from their parents. This all has a purpose. So Ashley is like the redheaded one, the short-haired redheaded one.
Yeah. Okay.
Melissa, I believe, is like the original blonde one.
The tall so maybe another episode. She is tied in with the Carters.
Oh, yeah. She dated
Nick and Aaron. She dated Nick, but the drama that ensued behind all of that. Yeah.
So, and then Casey Sheridan was the one who replaced Holly. No, not Holly, Melissa.
Right.
As like the new blonde girl. Because I remember their first album because I own it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Same
then
here.
their second their first single from their new album came out, and I was like, where is Ash or Melissa, or where's one of them? Like, one of them's missing, one of them is different.
Yeah.
Turns out that they literally, like, under P. Diddy's like thing, they didn't say anything, obviously, because they were minors at the time. They were minors up until they got disbanded.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were like only 17. Maybe one or two of them was 18.
Do you remember MTV Cribs?
Uh-huh.
They were on there showing their house. They all shared together with like living with one of the parents. They had like bunk beds and everything.
Oh, it looked like army style.
Mm-hmm.
So this all kind of ties back into so I think Dream disbanded 2003. So they were a group from 2000 to 2003 approximately.
Mm-hmm.
Not even 6 months go by, and the auditions for Making the Band 3 begin underway. So Making the Band 1 was O-Town, like the boy group O-Town.
I forgot about them.
Yeah, where there's a guy by the name of Ashley, and he actually did kind of well, and he was the one who like got an MTV deal, XYZ. And then Making the Band 2 was the band, like the rap group, like where there's like 7 or 8 people in it.
Yeah.
And there's only one singer. And I don't think they even made it past like the first album release. But intermittently, Diddy also had another artist on the label called Jordan McCoy, who was like a girly pop like singer. Didn't make it past 2 singles. And then you enter Danity Kane. I think it was because of what happened with Dream that the minimum age requirement was 18.
Oh yeah, I'm sure because he wanted full control. Mm-hmm.
Mind you, karma comes back to bite Diddy in the ass in more ways than one. I don't know if you know this. Alex Chester from the original Dream girl group, her parents were lawyers. Aubrey O'Day, her parents are lawyers. So I started going down this fucking rabbit hole.
Right.
And when I tell you, I want to see if I can get Aubrey on this fucking podcast. Like, if I can score Aubrey on this podcast, I want to be like, I have so many questions. Like,
This will be like a 5-parter. Please
This
forgive
will be
us.
this will be what takes us in and out of my Bosnia trip. Like this easily. So she's been calling Diddy out on his shit from the start.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, like, even while she was auditioning, because remember, Aubrey, Andrea, and Malika
Mm-hmm.
were picked from Making the Band 3 season 1 to move into Making the Band 3 season 2.
Right.
Where then, like, you had like Dinosh, Taquita, Dominique, obviously Dawn, obviously Shannon, obviously D Woods.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so you see, I started watching back some of the things. The way that this man had a personality trait that made people think that he had them in a chokehold, and Aubrey saw right past it. Aubrey's been seeing right past this. Like, that's why people get on Aubrey O'Day
Mm-hmm.
for being this, like, oh my God,
You're
she's
just
been
now saying it.
she's been intelligent about this shit, and she's been telling us about Diddy
Mm-hmm.
from the jump. So
Oh yeah.
so right now I'm watching a supercut of Making the Band 4, where Day 26 and Donnie are recording their first albums in tandem with Danity Kane recording their second album. So I'm just going back. And one of the things I caught was it's this like Danity Kane DVD that came out
Oh,
with their first album, their self-titled album with
right.
Showstopper and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. One thing I will credit Diddy is he really pushed for the best of those women.
Right.
Vocally, he had the ear, like
Mm-hmm.
he knew what sounded good. And if you pay attention to their first album, I'm pretty sure I can say this with certainty, there is little to no auto-tune.
Very good.
Because if you hear it, it sounds like a raw track, but that's just them. That's like their
Mm-hmm.
vocal. That's the shit they got hired for that they never got paid for. So
Right.
season 2, so Making the Band 3 season 3, when Danity Kane goes into recording their album, Aubrey
Mm-hmm.
had mentioned that Diddy made like how many millions of dollars
Off of them?
off of them from just the show.
Mm-hmm.
So and each girl only made $4,000 total.
Oh my God.
$4,000 total. So
No.
allegedly,
Mm-hmm.
um Diddy knew how to make MTV pay for certain things. Like Diddy was like, you're paying for their flights,
Mm-hmm.
you're paying for all these things, and Diddy's like raking in this money.
That is insane.
You start watching how Aubrey changes, because, like, I mean, again, she's been like I don't want to say like sex symbol, but she's been a sex symbol in the
Right.
best way, like an empowering kind of way, since the start. She's always been the standout since the start, and we've all known this.
Mm-hmm.
We all knew Aubrey was going to be in that fucking group, but I think it's because, and mind you, she was the first one called when
Right.
Diddy made the band. She's the center of the cover of the first album, and she's the
Mm-hmm.
center of the cover for the second album. So if Danity Kane had to have a lead,
Right. That
it
would be
would
her.
be Aubrey. Vocally, if they had to have a lead, it'd be Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
Andrea was the best singer in that group. And if they had to have a dance lead, it would be Dawn or Shannon.
Okay. Yeah. I can
Mind
see
you,
that.
I watched like another interview podcast that Shannon is a part of that came out earlier this year.
Right.
So glad she made it out when she did, because Shannon came out untainted. But mind you, like, Aubrey stood up to the man who she's been trying to say these things about, like, oh, Diddy's in a good mood, or I don't know what he's gonna, it depends on
Yeah.
what kind of mood she's been saying that on the show.
Right.
On the show, she's been saying this shit. Oh my God, and how he screwed them over, and like how they got permission to do the writing for their second album, Welcome to the Dollhouse, which has Damaged.
Right.
Um, he didn't pay them like writers royalties or writers publishing. So each album was like, what? At the time, each album was like, what, $14 at the time?
Yeah. Coming straight out. Yeah.
Coming straight out, about $14 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they sold so they have double platinum. A platinum album is 1 million in pure sales,
Right.
which in this day and age, $1
Is
million in pure sales. And Diddy fucked them over with Atlantic for their first record deal because he told Atlantic, don't put out so many albums in the stores, they're not going to sell. And he purposefully like minimized them being able to sell, and Diddy's still profiting off of it heavily. So when you have 2 albums that sell over now, probably I would comfortably say like 1.5 and 1.5, so 3 million copies of your album get sold in pure sales at like $14 an album. That's about what, essentially $40 million. Danity Kane saw nothing.
And then he wanted to try and pay him out for $900, right? With this past thing.
No. It's less than that.
It was less than that?
Less than that. So Aubrey's like the chillest. I think. I think she's so misrepresented.
Yeah.
Like my favorite member of the group is Shannon. And that's also because I may or may not be friends with her kind of right now. I love her. And Shannon, if for any reason you're listening to this, I love you. Thank you for everything. Any of the girls of Danity Kane, if you're listening to this, God bless you. God bless your families. But Aubrey is like, now she's coming out of the woodwork even more because she's like, I'm the one who's been telling y'all this shit. So the podcast that she went on was an OnlyFans podcast last year. Oh. And she had mentioned like, it wasn't $900. How much was it? It was allegedly $300.14.
Fuck him.
Diddy sold the masters. And mind you, the only reason that the girl band Dream is in a good place is because they never signed NDAs. They never signed an NDA. They never signed the deal. The deal that Diddy was giving to some of his artists about like, I'll give you your publishing XYZ if you sign this NDA. Dream never got that. Dream, I think, was dropped like just after their second album came out, and it didn't do the numbers they expected. So Danity Kane, going back to the first album, they toured their first album with Christina Aguilera. So they were the openers for the Pussycat Dolls, who PCD then opened up for Christina.
Right.
They grossed over $1 million on that tour, and they came out $15,000 in debt to the label. They did that tour for free.
Oh my God.
So like there's things that like I just watched a recent interview with Adam 22. Aubrey was on an Adam 22 podcast, and she was like, when I tell you this woman has a heart, this is what I mean. Did it freeze?
Looks like it.
Oh, damn it.
Say what you're gonna say, and then maybe we should do the closer.
Okay. She went on the podcast and she was like, listen, I know all this shit is going on with Diddy, but like I cannot hate him entirely because of the life that he gave me.
Right.
I'm gonna try to get Aubrey O'Day on this podcast. I have so many questions.
Me too.
I don't know.
So many.
I have so many. We know you can't stay, but if you are gonna leave, you might as well creep out.